Hey traders, Nick Shaheen here looking at Cronos, a pot stock, cannabis stock, whatever you want to call it. To me, it's pot. Okay, so they were darlings not too long ago, going to the moon. Valuations crazy, 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 but nobody was caring at the time, and now it seems like they can't catch a break, falling into an abyss. And it's not just that. I'm not picking on Cronos. I just happened to look at a few, and this one had. I just drew these blue lines based on the current price action. And I started by saying, because somebody asked me about it, so I started by saying it must hold these levels, otherwise 10 can come into play with some support, a lot of support at 11.7-ish. So this is my perspective. If it loses current levels, this may come into play. I'm not calling for it. I'm just saying if it falls, it's going to carry momentum. So I would chase the breach if it happens or protect accordingly. Conversely, if it bounces inside this range and is able to take out these last two failure points, it could do this, but there's going to be a lot of resistance, several levels. Can't see. 1632 is one. Let's call it 17 is another one. And the zone 1780, 1790 to 1750 is also very, very resistive. It will need a headline to breach that, in my opinion. But this is the tight range. So I drew these and then I looked left and I see this box. I kid you not, I did not match them up. If I did, I would have done a better job at it. But this was a zone that I had drawn way before, probably somewhere around here when it broke out. So what's important about this? Let me show you. All right, so now we're talking technicals while I'm drawing this. The fundamentals are crazy. There's no way I can justify them. The total sales relative to the price of the stock or the market cap of the stock, it's just not even it's out of this world. There's not even doubt about it. Okay, so this was a failure level, right? Resistance. And again here, you can consider that as well. And then finally, boom, explosion. They didn't even look back. And they didn't even tested it until here, twice, and this is the third time. So if it fails, you know, they say prior resistance should be forward support, so it looks like it is so far. But if it fails, it's going to come back down. Now, is this alarming? What's going on here? No, I can argue that this, if you're a Fibonacci person, this is about 50%. So 50% retracement is significant. So if the machines are trading, they might want to catch it at 50%. There is an earnings report here. I have no idea what they're going to say or how the market's reacting. The way I see it, I think the pot stock's problem is they can't make this stuff fast enough. And I think they're competing against still the black and gray markets. And, you know, PE 49, that's strange. Okay. 392 times sales. The price of the stock is 392 times sales. Now, I know the sales are growing leaps and bounds, but I don't think they can keep making it up that way. So let's see here what else we can discern here. Revenue last year, 12 million. 12 million, not billion. Market cap, 4.5 billion. Okay, and this is after the drop, so you can just imagine how far up it was. So let's see here. Who's else? CGC. That's the so-called best of the best, right? All right, come on, platform. It's still losing money. 11 billion market cap. Where is it? Revenue 172 million. Okay, so yes, they're growing their sales. This one sells at 67 times sales. Now, how expensive is Amazon, right? It's 4 times sales. Just to give you a growth stock to another. All right, what about Beyond Meat? That's another flagrant one, right? So this one is just a foreign concept, just as a foreign concept as pot, and except it's legal in all states, and 133 times sales, 11 billion, 12 billion versus in cap versus revenue of 87 million, also crazy, right? Just to give you a relativity. All right, so these are levels I'm looking for. Cronos, and I'm not picking on Cronos itself. So we mentioned CGC. Let me quickly look at CGC. Same thing. It needed to hold this, and now it's concerning that it didn't hold it. So in theory, this is fair game. Now this has a good balance sheet, but I don't think it still does because they committed it. Didn't they just commit buying whatever in some convoluted way? It's just too experimental for my taste. But the other one would be, what, ACB? Is it? Aurora, yeah. Tough. Almost identical. Look, I changed the ticker and the chart didn't even budge. MJ, ETF, all the same. Look, MJ, Canopy, Cronos is the best of them as far as stocks holding. At least it's going sideways. All right, this was my level discussion on Cronos. Do I short it here? No. But if I'm long it, I'd worry if it loses this, or at least I know that depends where I'm long. If it falls to here, maybe I'll sell puts in it, or put spreads probably, because I don't really want to own the shares. If you believe in the sector, then you might want to buy on dips, but know the levels where you want to get in. So this was the trigger, and this is a similar trigger that's developing here. It's easier to fall from here because it was. This should be harder to happen, but it's definitely right there. So if the markets in general trip up, like they have been over the Fed Chair Powell comments in the Q&A, then this is easy. So at least triggering it is easy. All right, next signing out.